Football history has a strange way of repeating itself, and sometimes destiny follows the same script in different colors. In 2022, the world watched Argentina unite around one final dream: to win the World Cup for Lionel Messi. Now, as the football universe slowly turns its eyes toward the next World Cup, a powerful statement from Brazil's midfield general Casemiro has ignited a new conversation, one that could define the future of the Seleção. Argentina played for Messi, Casemiro said. Now Brazil want to do the same for Neymar. Those words did not come casually. They came loaded with meaning, emotion, and responsibility. Speaking to journalists after a standout performance at club level, Casemiro openly admitted what many fans have quietly wondered for years. Will Brazil finally unite to win the World Cup for Neymar Jr.? The comparison is impossible to ignore. Lionel Messi entered the 2022 World Cup knowing it was likely his last chance to complete football. Despite winning everything at club level, the absence of a World Cup remained the one unfulfilled chapter of his legendary career. Argentina understood that reality. From Emiliano Martinez to Julian Alvarez, from Enzo Fernandez to Rodrigo de Paul, players openly declared that they were ready to give their lives on the pitch for Messi. That was not just media talk. It was visible in every match. Argentina defended together, ran together, suffered together, and attacked together, all with one shared purpose. Every tackle, every sprint, every goal celebration reflected a team playing not just for a nation, but for its greatest icon. The result was history. Messi lifted the golden trophy in Qatar, completing his legacy and delivering one of the most emotional World Cup triumphs football has ever seen. Now, Brazil find themselves staring into a similar mirror. Neymar Jr., Brazil's all-time top scorer, the nation's most creative force of the modern era, and a player whose prime once terrified Europe's biggest defenses, still lacks the one trophy that defines immortality in football: the FIFA World Cup. For years, Neymar carried Brazil's hopes on his shoulders. He dazzled with his dribbling, delivered goals and assists, and often stood as the difference maker when Brazil struggled to break down stubborn opponents. Yet injuries, bad timing, tactical instability, and cruel luck repeatedly denied him the ultimate prize. The 2014 World Cup ended in heartbreak with injury and humiliation. 2018 ended in frustration. 2022 ended with tears once again, as Brazil fell short despite flashes of Neymar's brilliance. And now, time is no longer on his side. Injuries have taken their toll. His body has endured countless battles. For Neymar, the upcoming World Cup could realistically be his final opportunity to chase football's greatest honor. Brazil, too, are facing a drought unfamiliar to their proud history. Five-time world champions, the Seleção have not lifted the trophy since 2002. For a nation defined by World Cup glory, every tournament without silverware deepens the sense of unfinished business. This is where Casemiro's words carry enormous weight. Casemiro is not just any voice in Brazilian football. A serial winner, Champions League champion, league champion, and one of the most decorated midfielders of his generation, Casemiro understands what it takes to win at the highest level. He has lifted trophies across Europe, battled against the world's best, and anchored winning teams with leadership and sacrifice. And like Neymar, Casemiro himself may also be approaching his final World Cup chapter. Yet when asked whether Brazil would play the World Cup for Neymar, Casemiro did not hesitate. His answer was firm, emotional, and respectful. He acknowledged Neymar as a generational talent, a player who deserves recognition, respect, and full commitment from his teammates. Drawing a direct parallel to Argentina's unity behind Messi, Casemiro made it clear that Brazil could and should adopt the same mindset. He emphasized that Neymar is not just another star, but a footballer whose impact, talent, and legacy demand collective responsibility. Casemiro's comments came shortly after an impressive club performance, where he delivered a dominant display against Manchester City and was awarded man of the match. Speaking to journalists in the aftermath, He was asked directly whether Brazil would rally around Neymar in the same way Argentina rallied around Messi. His response left no room for doubt. Of course, Casemiro said, Argentina's players did it for Messi. Neymar is that kind of player. He deserves that respect. Those words resonated deeply with Brazilian fans, many of whom have long debated whether Neymar ever truly received the same level of unconditional support Messi enjoyed from Argentina. Neymar's journey has been different, more controversial, more scrutinized, often burdened by expectations that bordered on unfair. Yet his numbers speak loudly. He is Brazil's highest goal scorer. He is among the top assist providers in national team history. At his peak, he humiliated defenders, dominated matches, and carried Brazil through difficult moments when structure failed. Casemiro's statement also subtly hints at a potential shift in Brazilian mentality. For years, Brazil have relied on individual brilliance rather than collective sacrifice. Argentina in 2022 showed a different path, one built on humility, discipline, and emotional unity. Casemiro seems to suggest that if Brazil truly want to end their World Cup drought and deliver Neymar the ending his career deserves, they must embrace that same mindset. It would require tactical balance, defensive commitment, and players willing to run extra meters so Neymar can express himself freely. It would require accepting that sometimes the greatest teams are built not around ego, but around purpose. Neymar himself would undoubtedly want to mirror Messi's farewell story. Like Messi, Neymar has faced criticism, pressure, and doubts. Like Messi, he has been accused of falling short on the biggest stage. And like Messi, he now stands at a crossroads where legacy and destiny intersect. For Casemiro and the rest of Brazil's senior players, this is not just about Neymar. It is about restoring Brazil's identity, ending the title drought, and leaving behind a generation-defining achievement. Casemiro, a warrior by nature, understands that World Cups are not won by talent alone. They are won by unity, sacrifice, and belief. His willingness to publicly commit to Neymar's dream suggests a deeper understanding within the squad, that individual brilliance must be supported by collective responsibility. Fans now ask the same question louder than ever. Will Brazil truly play for Neymar? Will the Seleção defend like Argentina, fight like Argentina, and believe like Argentina once did for Messi? If Casemiro's words reflect the dressing room mentality, then Brazil may be closer to that reality than many expect. Neymar's final chapter has not yet been written. Injuries may have slowed him, but his vision, creativity, and influence remain undeniable. With leaders like Casemiro standing beside him, Brazil could find the emotional unity they have lacked for years. And if everything aligns, talent, tactics, fitness, and belief, then the dream of the 6th World Cup, the long-awaited Hexa, may no longer feel impossible. History showed us that football sometimes rewards patience and perseverance. Messi waited. Argentina believed. And the world watched destiny unfold. Now Brazil stand at the edge of a similar story. Whether it ends in triumph or heartbreak remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. If Brazil are to chase glory again, they may have to do it not just for the badge, but for the man who has carried it for over a decade, Neymar Jr.